Has the world ever been closer to World War III as it is today? In these times of heightened tension and escalating conflicts, this question is on many a mind. The geopolitical landscape is a complex tapestry woven with threads of diplomacy, alliances, and, unfortunately, discord. In the current global theater, several hotspots have emerged, each with its unique set of challenges and potential triggers for escalation. The South China Sea, for instance, is a cauldron of territorial disputes, with major powers such as China and the United States vying for control. The Middle East, ever a tinderbox, continues to grapple with sectarian strife, power vacuums, and the ever-looming threat of terrorism. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, the standoff between Russia and NATO over Ukraine could be a spark that lights a larger conflagration. And let's not forget the Korean Peninsula, where the specter of nuclear war is never far off. These conflicts aren't just about the countries directly involved. Major world powers, alliances, and international organizations are all players on this global stage. The United Nations, the European Union, NATO, and others have a significant role to play in managing and preventing conflicts. Their actions, or lack thereof, can tip the balance one way or the other. For example, the United States, Russia, and China, as permanent members of the UN Security Council, have a particular responsibility. Their diplomatic maneuvers, economic sanctions, and military posturing can either diffuse tensions or exacerbate them. Similarly, alliances such as NATO and international organizations like the EU are instrumental in shaping the geopolitical narrative. Their collective stance can deter aggression, promote dialogue, and foster a sense of security among member nations. However, these powers and alliances are not infallible. Missteps and miscalculations can lead to escalation, and the stakes are high. The potential fallout from any major conflict could be catastrophic, with ripple effects felt around the globe. In this complex web of global tensions, we must ask, what are our governments doing about it? Are they prepared to face the challenges ahead, or are we inching closer to the brink of war? As we delve deeper into these questions, we hope to shed some light on the state of our world today. As citizens, we rely on our governments to navigate us through these challenging times. And indeed, governments worldwide are stepping up, taking a multitude of measures to address the threat of war. One of the key strategies employed is diplomatic efforts. Governments are constantly in dialogue, negotiating terms, and seeking peaceful resolutions to conflicts. They are playing the chess game of geopolitics, making strategic moves to prevent escalation and maintain peace. Simultaneously, military preparedness is another crucial aspect of government response. This doesn't necessarily mean gearing up for war, but rather being prepared to defend and protect. It involves strengthening national defenses, ensuring the readiness of military personnel, and upgrading equipment and technologies. Beyond the physical realm, governments also focus on crisis management strategies. This involves developing and implementing plans to handle potential emergencies, ensuring the safety and well-being of their citizens. But none of these strategies can function effectively without transparency, communication, and cooperation among nations. These are the pillars that hold up the structure of global peace and security. Transparency fosters trust, communication facilitates understanding, and cooperation paves the way for collective action. However, it's not just the responsibility of our governments to prepare. As citizens, we too have a role to play. We need to stay informed, understand the actions of our governments, and support their efforts for peace. While our governments prepare, it's essential we do too. After all, our collective efforts can make a significant difference in navigating these uncertain times. As individuals, what can we do to prepare for the possibility of war? Well, the answer to that question lies within personal preparedness. It's about taking control of what's within our reach. You see, one of the most vital steps is creating an emergency plan. An emergency plan is like a blueprint, outlining your actions in the face of crisis. It's about knowing where to go, who to contact, and what steps to take to ensure your safety and that of your loved ones. But having an emergency plan is not enough. It's equally vital to stay informed. Knowledge, after all, is power. Keep yourself updated with your local emergency procedures and potential evacuation routes. Familiarize yourself with the alerts and warnings in your area. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be. And remember, preparedness is not just about survival, it's about resilience. Apart from planning, what should we have on hand in case of emergencies? Imagine a scenario where you need to sustain yourself and your family for an extended period. What are the essentials? In any emergency, food and water are the basics. A well-stocked pantry should include non-perishable food items like canned goods, dried fruits, and grains. Don't forget a can opener. Water is equally important. Aim for a gallon per person per day for at least 3 days. Medical supplies are next on the list. A first aid kit with bandages, antiseptics, and basic medication could be a lifesaver. Personal hygiene products such as soap, toothpaste, and toilet paper are often overlooked, but they are essential for maintaining health and morale during difficult times. A reliable source of light is crucial. Flashlights and extra batteries should be included in your kit. Finally, keep your important documents in a waterproof and fireproof container. This includes identification, medical records, and insurance policies. Knowing what to have is one thing, knowing where to go is another. Where do you go when your home no longer feels safe? This is a question we must ponder seriously, as the global climate grows more uncertain. Safe havens and evacuation plans are not just terms thrown around in disaster movies, they're practical considerations we should all be making. Now, a safe haven could be a designated shelter, perhaps a rural area away from the hustle and bustle of major cities, or even countries with stable political environments. But remember, safety isn't just about a location, it's also about planning your route to get there. Consider multiple evacuation routes, taking into account different scenarios and potential roadblocks. Use available resources to inform your decisions. Local government websites, community boards, and even certain apps can provide valuable information. And don't wait for the sirens to start planning. Act now. Research, plan, and inform everyone in your household about these plans. Knowing where to go is crucial, but so is knowing who to turn to. In times of crisis, the strength of a community can be a lifeline. We humans are social creatures. We thrive on connection, on shared experiences, and on mutual support. So, in the face of potential geopolitical upheaval, don't underestimate the power of your local community. Reach out to your neighbors, participate in local organizations, get to know your local authorities, share resources, share information, share support. In challenging times, these connections can become your most valuable resource. They can offer comfort, practical help, and a sense of collective strength. As we navigate these turbulent waters, remember, we're all in this together. As we face these challenges together, it's important to remain calm and resilient. How do you stay calm when the world around you is in chaos? It's a question that circles many minds. The answer lies in a balance. Staying informed is a cornerstone of preparedness, but it's equally important not to be swept away by the tide of information, especially when it breeds anxiety and panic. Moderation is key. Set limits for your media consumption, focus on trustworthy sources, and take time to disconnect. Remember, resilience is not just about physical survival, it's about mental endurance too. Nurturing a calm mind amidst a storm may be challenging, but it's this very calm that will guide you through uncertain times. Remember, preparedness is key. Stay informed, stay ready, and stay resilient.